slip and break your contract.
East Mississippi, West Alabama's news, talk, sports radio, Big Ten WMOX, 10,000 watts of AM power. Woo, that's some power. Felt that through my skull.
All the way to your toes.
Hey everybody, welcome to the third and final hour, final go around, final turn of the crank today. But welcome to Live Music Thursday. It is Thursday and it's 8 o'clock, and that means it's time for some live music. And we've got this we have back, the man who started it all, Mr. Jacky Jack White. What's up, Jacky Jack?
Man, I'm just hanging around. Can you hear me all right?
You look good.
Let me start out with a little gospel song.
Here we go, Jacky
And we
Jack
might
White.
do some oreganos. Canaan's land, I'm on my way where the soul of man never died. No party there will come my way where the soul of man never died. Dear friends, there'll be no sad farewells, there'll be no tear-dimmed eyes, where all is peace, joy and love, and the soul of man never dies. Rose is blooming there for me where the soul of man never dies, and I will spend eternity where the soul of man never dies. Dear friends, there'll be no sad farewells, there'll be no tear-dimmed eyes, where all is peace and joy and love, and the soul of man never dies.
Good morning.
This thing's going, man. My blood's
That does.
Jacky Jack White being with us, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to play some of his songs. This morning we'll keep them as long as we can keep them.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Live music Thursday. Who do we know that's playing around? Anybody playing around? I know those boys, those Black Sheep boys are playing on Tuesdays.
Every Tuesday at Pelican's Cove from 6 to 9.
Playing at the
7 to
Reservoir.
9?
At the Reservoir.
Yes.
I love it now. That's what you said back in the day. Where are you going? Reservoir.
The reservoir.
Playing at the Reservoir.
At the dam. At the cove.
Wheelers has live music Thursday tonight.
Yes.
We'll check.
I'm like really slacking this week, I guess, because I don't know who's playing anywhere.
But you said the 3 Foot Festival was just fantastic, right?
That was impressive.
No, we were out of town.
Oh my
I
gosh,
was
you
too,
missed it.
Jacky Jack.
They estimated 6,000 to 7,000 people.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now that's great, isn't it?
Yes.
That's more than
yes.
all. I mean, you're definitely dead on there. I mean, I had a feeling that. Didn't I have a feeling?
You had a feeling.
That's fantastic.
So,
That's a big deal.
Well, I told Bill, previous years, you know that you're going to be able to get around downtown. I thought, I'm just going to go over to the bridge, go over here and run by the ATM and then make my way to the parking garage. I came over that bridge and there was a big truck with a huge flag, barriers, people like everywhere, and it was like, welcome to 3 Foot. And I was like, okay, well, let's go around the world.
We had a real good Sukkot Night review.
Tell us about it.
I was just really tickled to death about it. We had some young folks from Birmingham, Mountain Grass Unit, and they played those guitars like machine guns. And I've never seen anything like it. I mean, they were tremendous. Locke, Thornton, and Henry.
How was that?
That good. They just were great. They just did a fantastic job. and all my regulars were fantastic, and so just turned out to be a real good show. Really, really good.
The Sukkah Nazi Review?
Yeah, only been going on 17 years.
Only 17 years. How about that?
That's impressive.
I thought I'd do some songs today that I'd written over the last 12 months. I've been writing in Nashville quite a bit. Again, my buddy Ken Rainey, I know you don't know who he is. He had been after me a long time to get back in the saddle up there and get some things going. So we have, and of course we had a real good year, thank you Lord, as far as getting some songs out there and getting them charted.
Are you a little cold?
Do I have a cold?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Or are
you
you
know,
just emotional?
I'm very emotional. Yes.
He's
No.
an emotional man. He's like me. So
You know what it is really more than anything else? It's the pollen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Here's something I just wrote with Carl Ray and Wood Newton. In fact, Wood's going to put this out as a single. We're very excited. I asked her how come she was packing her stuff. I knew it was bad when she didn't look up. I was starting to hear what she couldn't say. There she was leaving, I guess I was blind. I never even let it cross my mind. I could watch your look as it slipped away. It was a different time a minute ago. Before my heart said I told you so. How was I supposed to know everything would fall apart? So sad but true, the way I feel. I guess I probably always will. The girl who once made time stand still is going back to Tupelo. It was a different time a minute ago. Guess I read my own publicity. This showbiz thing meant too much to me, like I was God's gift to the music world. The nightlife and the spotlight put stars in my eyes. I never understood why it made her cry. Before I turned around, it was goodbye, girl. It was a different time a minute ago. Before my heart said I told you so. How was I supposed to know everything would fall apart? So sad but true, the way I feel. Guess I probably always will. The girl who once made time stand still is going back to Tupelo. It was a different time a minute ago. Mississippi minutes, turning the hours, bring it on back. If I had the power to turn back the hands of time. It was a different time a minute ago. Before my heart said I told you so. How was I supposed to know everything would fall apart? So sad but true, the way I feel. I guess I probably always will. The girl who once made time stand still is going back to Tupelo. It was a different time a minute ago. Oh, it was a different time a minute ago. Carl Ray and Wood Newton, and Carl's got a song out right now that we're really excited about. He was more or less raised by Johnny Nash. You know, I can see clearly now the rain was falling. So anyway, he's real close to the family. That's an understatement. And so he did a little rewrite on that song, a little rearrangement on it, and he's put it out, and it's doing real well. And of course, I Stand With This Country went #1 on the Christian country charts. We're very tickled about that. And of course, Wood, to give you an idea about Wood, Wood's been on the show I don't know how many times over the years. In fact, one of the most incredible times I guess we ever had is he came back over to the house the morning after the review, and we wrote a song on Cindy Walker's guitar. We were both big fans of the great Cindy Walker. But Wood has written great big songs like Bobby Sue with the Oak Ridge Boys, and 20 Years Ago by Kenny Rogers, and Riding with Private Malone by David Ball. And yeah, just a great songwriter, and a great friend. Carl and Wood are really like my brothers, and we had so much fun with Mike Loudermilk. And the aficionados out there that know something about music, they'll know who John D. Loudermilk was. He wrote Indian Reservation, and Then You Can Tell Her Goodbye, and Rose and a Baby Ruth, and all kinds of big old hit songs. And Mike produced the thing, but we were in there giving him a difficult time the whole time, and we just had such a great time. It was just like old home week, and so we're proud of that. And Wood's going to release that, and it's going to go out on Sukanachi Records. It's going to go out on our label, so we're really excited about that.
That is exciting.
Yeah, that's a mouthful, but anyway, that's what's happening.
That is a lot going on. Jacky Jack's in with us, and one song, not the request. We're talking about the last 12 months that you've written. There was one you wrote about your beautiful daughter.
Oh, Mary Mac.
Yeah. How are the kids, by the way? How's everybody? Give me an update.
They're just really doing good. As long as they still think my initials are ATM, everything's beautiful.
Ain't that the truth?
You want me to do that song about Mary Mac?
I love that song, yeah. Please.
Afternoons I'd pick you up from the First Baptist Church Daycare Center, waiting there with your teddy bear, so innocent and tender. You'd run to me full of daddy love. I still hear the sound of childhood laughter. That was long ago. The thought of it all overwhelms me. And how do you explain these things to another human being in words and sentences? All they see is a tough old man with hard life lessons written on his face. I wish I could describe the emotions on my mind, but I'm so limited. Child of mine, I love you so. I want you to know it overwhelms me. How do you explain these things to another human being in words and sentences? All they see is a tough old man with hard life lessons written on his face. Well, I wish I could describe the emotions on my mind, but I'm so limited. Child of mine, I love you so. I want you to know it overwhelms me. Child of mine, I love you so. I want you to know it overwhelms me.
not crying, you're crying.
No, you're crying.
No, you're crying.
Woo! Man, it's hard to do that song.
That is so
Woo!
beautiful.
Tear me up one time.
My goodness gracious.
I think we all had to like stop
Well, hey, look.
and readjust.
We go through that, don't we?
Good
Yes.
song, man. Good
Mhm.
song.
If you have children, yes, you do experience that.
Man.
Well, you know, they grow up and they get out of that nest, and I never have been really programmed for that.
You ever see it coming?
No, it happens too quick.
And,
Here's a song I wrote for Anna Grace Tamburillo. I wrote it with Nancy Harvell out of Mobile, and it went to number 8 on your Christian country charts. We love old Anna. She's out there in Boone, North Carolina, finishing up school. I spoke to God this morning like I do most every day. I lit a candle for him, knowing he would light my way. Just then a thought came to me, like writing on the wall. I'll be waiting at the waterfall. I walked down through the valley, across the wooden bridge. The cliff tops overshadow the red and rocky ridge. More and more I listened, I heard no word at all. Was he waiting at the waterfall? I felt the disappointment, said, oh, my many fears. I felt the weight of heartache and too many lonely years. Lord, could I be mistaken? Did you call at all? I'll be waiting at the waterfall. Then suddenly appearing, covering sky and ground, every color of a paintbrush scattered all around. As I stood inside that rainbow, trembling with all, God was waiting at the waterfall. I felt the disappointments in all my many fears, of all my heartache quickly disappeared. I stood inside the rainbow, feeling love and warm. God was waiting at the waterfall. Yes, my God was waiting at the waterfall.
Thursday.
Well,
Very happy.
you know, it's just,
trying to call you.
Yeah.
what is it now?
Somebody's
In
trying
the
to call
morning,
you.
you're on the morning show with Jack White.
Y'all, I apologize. I'm just now tuning in, but I love that song. Tell me the history, please, on that, Mr. White.
Waiting at the waterfall. My dear friend Nancy Harvell lives down in Mobile, and we grew up in the same town, the whole 9 yards. So Columbia, Tennessee, Murray County. So she lived in the shadow of my Aunt Zula's house.
Oh my goodness.
So anyway, I went down there to Mobile to see her, visit her, and we were cutting up and telling old stories and laughing. And all of a sudden, we just started talking about Jesus and things that are really, really important. And she said, you know, I keep a journal, and I come out here every morning to the swimming pool, she's got a nicer place than I have. And she goes out to that swimming pool and she lights a candle in the morning.
Yeah.
And she talks to the Lord. And so one day she was just writing some things down, and one thing was like an eagle, and the other thing was a waterfall, and I'll be waiting. And so anyway, she went on this huge hike with her sister. Carolyn Cawthorn, her sister, is the one who helped Larry T. and myself get our 100 miles 6 months ago when we did the Pennsylvania trip. And so anyway, they went on this big old hike together, and she kept looking for that eagle and that waterfall, and it never happened. And this last day she was packing up, she looked out the window. A lot of people like to explain this away. Well, good luck. Anyway, she looks out the window and there's an eagle. Now, how many times do you see an eagle anywhere, even up in the mountains?
Right.
So she gets out and she starts running after this eagle, just trying to see where she's going. So anyway, takes her off the beaten path. In fact, they don't even let you go. This is in Tennessee. They don't even let you go to that point where that waterfall is anymore because there's bats in these caves, and they're afraid of rabies and things like that. So anyway, she followed that eagle, and when she got to the crest, there was a waterfall.
Yeah.
And her sister was running up behind her, thought something was wrong, you know. When she got up there, you know, the mist of the water and the waterfall, a rainbow encircled them. It wasn't like it was over into the sky.
It was just all around them.
Encircled them.
Oh, wow.
And so, you know, I went home that night, and I couldn't get that out of my mind. So I wrote that song. And it just sat around for about a year, and Anna Grace Tamburello had done a little demo for me. That's Katie and Ben Tamburello's daughter out of Birmingham. And
heard her perform?
yeah, sure. She's been on the show a lot of times, and that family go way back even to grandmama and granddaddy with them. And so anyway, she called me up out of the blue one day. She said, "Do you think I could record that song?" And I said, "Well, yeah."
Wow.
And so that was a great experience too, because we got with Bob Angelo in Nashville, and went up there and produced that thing. Carl was with us, Carl Ray did I Stand With This Country on the same session. Both songs charted high. One number 8. They was on the same session.
I can't believe that one was only number 8.
Yeah, well, I mean, it may go further. It's at number 8 now.
Okay.
But anyway, I'm glad you asked, because it's quite a story, isn't it?
It is.
Yes,
Let me
it
ask
is.
you one more question, I'll leave y'all alone.
Yeah.
Richard Gordon Courtney.
Yeah. One of my best friends in the world.
Is that the guy that used to work for me?
No. No, but you know, here's the thing about it. I'm glad you asked that question. Richard Gordon Courtney and I grew up together, and he is a big real estate guy, and even a radio guy too, up in Nashville. And Richard and I got together. We've been writing songs again, mostly rock and roll songs. And Richard met Rick Courtney behind the stage when Forbert was performing, because see, Forbert and Richard Courtney are great friends. And of course, think about that, Rick Courtney and Steve Forbert were extremely close. And so they're back there laughing and talking and saying, well, I guess we're cousins. And I'm just glad they got to meet one another.
Yeah.
That means a lot to us all now.
That's great. That's great. Well, I just wanted to clear that up when I read your Facebook post. I thought, well, is that Rick or is that, you know? So it's not.
It's
Not
probably
the same
some,
Rick
it's
Courtney.
probably some kinfolk.
They gotta be related.
Y'all carry on. I'll be in the area.
God bless you, my friend.
I do.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you. J Slade Limited, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
right
him,
here.
man. That's where you go get your Hart Schaffner and Mars.
Wait, say it again.
I said that's where you would go to buy your Hart Schaffner and Mars,
There you go.
your Hickey Freeman suits.
You have a history of working in men's clothing.
That's right. I even worked for Harry Mayer for a little while.
It's a real talent, man. I mean, can't everybody do that? I'm telling you.
Well, I started out doing that when I was a teenager, and Harry needed some help, and you know, I just thought, man, I'd like to do that again. One of the things I forgot about is that you're constantly bending up and down,
Yeah.
and marking those inseams and the whole
A
nine
little
yards.
tougher when you're older.
Yeah, but you know, I really like doing it. That was kind of a reset for old Jacky Jack.
Yeah.
I did that on purpose. I don't know if I've even told Harry that or not, but I did that on purpose because things were just not hunky-dory.
Yeah.
And I looked and saw that he needed some help, and I thought to myself, you know, I'm going to start all over again. Start it up all over again and see what happens. And let's just see what happens. I mean, I've had 2 years of the best good fortune and blessings that I've ever had in the music business and personal life, everything else. So I mean, you know.
What do you think happens when you reset like that? We've all.
Well, yeah, I look at it like this because I read the Bible and study the Bible, and every time that you lay things at the Lord's doorstep,
mm-hmm.
let Him know you're willing. Let Him know that He's the most important thing, that our journey to heaven is the most important thing, that all these other things take care of themselves.
Yeah. Kind of do your part and get out of the way, right?
Get out of the way. Yeah,
that's what we don't do. We don't tend to get out of the way.
I don't get out of the way at all. I get in the way.
Don't want to do that.
I don't just let things go or let them be. I get in the way every time.
You know, I just wrote this song, and it's got a little story behind it, but we'll tell it how we want. I wrote it with Carl Ray and John Byron Calton, who just had a big old #1 off the Wallet guy. John Byron's done my show. And he's just a good old kid. Just sounds a big old deal. Beth had my son, we were both 17. I joined the army, she moved to Abilene. Now I'm 24, boy, it's hard on my mind. Mama told me, son, you still got time. You can't drink it, smoke it, or hope it away. You can't change it, reclaim it, just turn the page. Accept it, you done it, learn from the shame. God help us, we just gotta live with it. We all drop the ball, we all make mistakes. We all need the good Lord's mercy and grace. Nobody's perfect, we all need some breaks and forgiveness. Then we can live with it. Well, I never had a dad, he left when I was 5. Never knew if he loved me or if I was alive. I'm gonna leave Houston sometime tonight. That little boy's gonna know I love him, he'll have no doubt. You can't drink it, smoke it, hope it away. You can't change it, reclaim it, just turn the page. Accept it, you done it, learn from the shame. God help us, we just gotta live with it. We all drop the ball, we all make mistakes. We all need the good Lord's mercy and grace. Nobody's perfect, we all need some breaks and forgiveness. Then we can live with it. Seen my share of valleys, I walk some lonesome roads. It's somewhere in the desert. Wild roses grow, and you can't drink it, smoke it, hope it away. Can't change it, reclaim it, just turn the page. Accept you done it, learn from the shame. God help us, we just gotta live with it. Yeah, we all drop the ball, we all make mistakes. We all need the good Lord's mercy and grace. Nobody's perfect, we all need some breaks and forgiveness. Then we can live with it. Oh yeah.
Here it is, man.
That's a great song. I want that one.
Thank you.
Recording.
Jacky Jack White, ladies and gentlemen,
I
right
guess
here on the
you
big
just
screen.
got it, didn't
Hey,
you?
man. Right here.
Right here,
That
right
was just
live.
for you, Stella.
Huh?
It was just for you. You know, I realized today is always my parent or
What now?
Would have been your parents.
Would have been my parents.
Oh man, Eddie and Jane.
60th?
They were married, I think, in 61. May 20th, I know that much. May 20, I think 61. When the day been 60th?
Yeah.
I believe it was done. So it's a happy anniversary to me.
Happy anniversary, Miss Jane.
Maybe Jacky Jack is playing.
And I tell you what, they two are the very, very best. I'm looking desperately for the song
I
that
do
I wrote
miss
with
Miss
Richard
Jane.
Courtney.
You did?
I do.
Oh yeah, we did.
Eddie and Jane.
Like I said, she says we'll talk about it. So you're going to start doing your show here. So we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Talk
She
about
needs
it
to-
next week.
Yes.
It's always next week.
Stella, do you see any lyrics out there on my guitar case or out there? If you do, because I wanted to do one that Richard had written with me. And
It is Live Music Thursday, everybody. It's Thursday. Jacky Jack White is our guest.
all right, that's fine. I'll just do the one I wasn't going to do.
What you wasn't gonna do?
Yeah, because this one needs an orchestra. But I said I was going to do a Richard Gordon Courtney song.
Okay.
I had a day destiny. I was 1 hour late, that's the way it is with me. I could have changed the fate of this world, but foolish eyes couldn't see. But I had a day with destiny. I had a place in the big parade. I spent all day just practicing my way. And I could have changed the fate of this world, but my foolish eyes couldn't see. But I had myself a place in the big parade. Why can't we just love one another, accept each other for who and what we are? I never ever wanted to be anybody, I never had to be a star. I never had no desire to be a star. Everybody's poking at me, just saying you gotta do this and that. Well, let me tell you something, darling. You just gotta wear your own hat. And I'm just wearing my very own hat. I had a date with destiny. 2 hours late, hey, that's the way it is with me. I could have changed the fate of this world, foolish eyes could see. I had a date with destiny. I had a date with destiny. I missed my date. I was late. I had a date with destiny.
Jacky Jack on the
Hey!
Woo!
everybody. Live
I love
Music
that one,
Thursday.
too. That's the one that needs an orchestra, though, right?
We need an orchestra on
Yeah,
that one.
orchestra. That's
I had another one. I was gonna shock old. We wrote a gospel song. Really neat song. I didn't bring my phone in here or anything. Did
You need me to go get it?
I? You see my phone out there?
I did not.
But it's
Did you
out
bring
there
it in?
somewhere. Yeah.
Is it out there somewhere?
See if you got. I might just do it anyway.
Okay.
Bill, what do you want to stall about? What are you talking about? Well, there's one I can do while she's doing that.
Here,
Ready?
it was on the desk.
Oh, look at here, look at here,
There
look
you
at
go.
here.
What'd you find?
His
Found it?
lyrics.
Yeah, found it. Look, I'm
And
gonna
his
do.
phone.
I'm gonna do a little bit of "Can't Look Away." I wrote this with Shannon Dearman and Carl Ray also. We wrote this about Shannon's mama,
Is that an
Nancy.
ex-girlfriend?
She's my hero. She reads her iPhone like it's poetry. The ceiling fan dances her blonde hair like an autumn breeze. Her strapless dress doesn't leave a lot to doubt. Mona Lisa never had as much to smile about. I can't look away, no, no, I can't look away. It's kinda like perfection in a downtown parade. Can't look away, no, no, I can't look away. You don't fall in love every day. Yeah. I wrote this word. I come up with that myself. In this cafe they call the Red and White, that's in Mobile. It's crowded and loud like most any other night. I can't stop stargazing, my eyes are locked on her. If this is terminal, well, I don't want to cure. I can't look away, no, no, I can't look away. It's kinda like perfection in a downtown parade. I can't look away, no, no, I can't look away. I don't fall in love every day. No other walks so tall and friendly, made a deal. He hands me a note from her and I began to read. This is what he says. He says, don't look away, boy. Please don't look away. In a minute I'm gonna get up and walk right your way. Don't look away, boy. No, don't look away. I don't fall in love every day. Well, come on over here and take a chair. Let me get that chair for you. What I really need to do is apologize because I just can't look away. And then I said something to her that I don't think she's ever going to forget. You know what I said to her?
What'd you say?
I said, she said, what did you say? I said, now, she said, that's what I thought you said.
Yeah, definitely an ex-girlfriend, isn't she?
No, she ain't no ex. She's my friend. She's my pal. I love her to death.
My pal.
She's my pal. You know what? That's I always like that when you're a kid and you're out with this great-looking girl in high school. Remember that? You be out with her. You be at Shoney's. You have ordered that girl even the strawberry pie, and your good buddies come up to you and say, "Hey, is this your new girlfriend?" And she locks them straight eyeball to eyeball and says, "No, we're just friends." Yeah, I got so sick of hearing that. I told this girl one time, I said, I don't have any girlfriends, you know, which is an ugly thing to say, but The very idea.
But I bought you strawberry pie.
Let me do just this one. This is one I was going to shock Richard Courtney with. I want to go to my house, justified, wearing the brand of the crucified, knowing the Lord, He came and died for a lost wretch. Now this is a story. We were cutting the herd on the old Ford place when old Sam Jones, he looked me in the face. He said, son, I had me a dream of eternity. I almost fell off my horse as Sam began to speak. He said, boy, there I was on the heavenly range. The grass was gold. Now ain't that strange? The river was wide, blue as the sky. I saw a city there, and I began to ride. There was an angel band, you should have heard them sing. I asked them where I could go and meet the king. I turned around to a shining light. I fell to my knees just at the sign. A voice said, Sam, welcome to the camp. I've watched over you like you would a calf. Trust in my son, you'll hear me say, well done. I went to speak, and then that dream was gone. I wanna go to my house, justified, wearing the brand of the crucified, knowing the Lord, He came and died for an outlaw such as I. That very same night, around the campfire, Sam closed his eyes and the smoke rolled high. Yeah, old Sam Jones, then and there he died. Well, I believe they all boiled with a justified. Yes, I do, yes, I do. I wanna go to my house, justified, wearing the brand of the crucified, knowing the Lord came and died. Oh, such an outlaw as I, for an outlaw such as I, for an outlaw such as I.
Oh, wow. That's a good song. I love that one.
We got Jacky Jack White.
Jacky Jack White, woo!
The legend. Man, beginning it all.
You know, sometimes you just can't help it. You wake up one day and you're a legend.
That's right.
You say, how did that happen?
How did it happen?
And I didn't even have to die.
You just gotta stay alive.
I had a press agent.
Yeah. Jacky.
I had me a press agent. Well, you know the one, I say, I thought I'd do one, but that I wrote with Thomas B. Vaughn. We've been in business together for, I think, 31 years.
Huh?
You know what the average life of a show like the Succonachi Review is? 3 shows. We've been doing it for 17 years.
Wow.
You know what the average life of a publishing company is out of Nash Vegas? I think it's 3 years.
And he's been doing it.
We've been doing this thing together
with them
for 31 years.
31 years.
It's named after my granddaddy, Bob White. His full name was Robert Taylor White. My dad, who we interviewed, you remember that, Bill? We interviewed my dad.
Absolutely.
That was a great interview.
Sure was. I think it's on our website.
I cherish that interview. He was so funny, and so he said when he was a little boy, he was walking down the dirt road. They didn't have any paved roads out there. You got to keep in mind, my dad was born in 1923.
Wow.
And so, by the way, my grandfather on my mother's side was born in 1865. Ain't that something? Because she's 100 years old. She's got a reading level of a 104-year-old. I'm kidding you. But anyway, they were walking on this road, my daddy and his daddy, Robert Taylor White, and this guy pulls up in an old T-model. He says, I'm looking for somebody. I'm an insurance guy. He says, do you know of a Robert Taylor White? And he says, no, never heard of him in my life. And he went on, and my dad looked at him and he says, well, ain't that your name? He goes, dog if it didn't. When everybody called him Bob, you know. He's looking for Robert Taylor White. Well, dog if it didn't. Yeah.
I forgot that was my name.
It is the Mauritius. We've got Jacky Jack White. 3 more minutes. The good thing about having Jack, there's a lot of good things. But one is we could be here 8 to 5 and he'd be plugging away at songs.
They would.
Original songs.
Been doing a long, long time.
That's why you call it legend. Hey, listen,
Here's one.
You know, they say this goes for art. I've heard this, but you kind of defy this rule that people reach their creative points at peaks at 26, 27, 28.
No, you know what you lose? Can I tell you what you lose?
What?
You lose your creative opportunities. You know, we've been very fortunate to write with some of these younger writers, and then, of course, established legendary, really truly legendary writers the last 12 months, a little longer.
Is there something called, have you ever heard of this, oldism in the business?
Well, yeah, but look, we're probably the same way. I mean, you know, now I tell you, I liked spending time with those legends when I was a kid. You know, I spent all day with Will Pierce or Dale Reeves or just about anybody I could find off the Opry, just to talk to them. And they were also entertaining and funny. I spent a lot of time with well, not a lot of time, but I spent some time with Sarah Cannon, who was Minnie Pearl, and spent time with Roger Miller, who was a real hero of mine. And you know, so those were all great experiences. And you know, every once in a while you'd meet and sit down and talk just for a brief time with somebody like Waylon, which would just make your day.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can't
just
even
fantastic.
imagine.
Oh, just great, down-to-earth people, most of them.
How was Waylon Jennings?
Do what?
How was Waylon Jennings?
Well, I thought that when I first met him, I'll never forget meeting him first time. By this time, he's older and he's gained some weight and things, you know. But see, when I grew up, man, he looked sinister. And of course, he had some sinister problems. But, he was just a country guy. But he was a musician's musician. He'd been making more money playing down there in Texas when he was very young than he made when he moved to Nashville, started recording for RCA Victor, because they didn't understand who he was or what he was doing. And here's what he does not get credit for. He was the first one who went back down to Texas and started recording in Texas the way he wanted to record. And Willie was in bad shape. I mean, his house had burned down and his whole family life was all messed up. And he went on down there because Jerry Jeff Walker had been down there and done some things too. And then all of a sudden you have Ray Wiley Hubbard, and you have just a whole movement of those North Texas and West Texas folks that come in there and start recording and putting out some fantastic music, you know. But Waylon surprised me because I thought he was going to be kind of a rough kind of guy. He definitely wasn't.
Just simple country.
Very much so. And then, you know, one Christmas I went over to Kathy Matea's house, and they had a lot of people over there, but he was there, and Jesse was there with him, and we got to spend some time together. He's just a sweet guy. Really, very practical, common sense kind of guy, you know.
Yeah.
Here's one about that I wrote with Thomas Vaughn over the phone. I don't know how many years ago. This isn't a new song, but I thought I'd do one by Thomas because we had started one and we have not finished it, so I thought I'd just do another one. I heard the highway humming that outbound sound. Saw a Greyhound coming and I thumbed him down. I bummed a one-way ticket out of Caney Ridge. It's been a month of Sunday since I crossed that bridge. When I was a kid, I couldn't wait to get away. That's what I did, and I spent my yesterdays. Oh, but now I'm older, a long way down the track. Can't wait to get back to Caney Ridge. There's been a whole lot of water rolled over the dam. A whole lot of living getting where I am. I've seen a little too much world. Now I'm looking for a small town girl. When I was a kid, I couldn't wait to get away. That's what I did. I spent my yesterday. But now I'm older, a long way down the track. I can't wait to get back to Caney Ridge. When I was a kid, I couldn't wait to get away. That's what I did, and I spent my yesterday. Oh, but now I'm older, smarter, wiser, better looking, a long way down the track. I can't wait to get back. I can't wait to get back. Oh, I can't wait to get back to Caney Ridge. Caney Ridge. Oh.
Man, Jacky Jack White, ladies and gentlemen, on Live Music Thursday.
Woo!
This has been an absolute pleasure.
It absolutely has been a fast
If I got
hour.
time to do one song that my granny taught me a long time ago.
You sure do.
One time I was sitting in the back room and I was, by the way, here's a Larry John song, just a little bit. So I was in the back room playing stuff like that, or like Louie, but you know. Well, I didn't have any idea, but I was driving my grandmother crazy. So she came in the back room and she had these folios. They're like songbooks, paperback songbooks from like the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Here, Sonny boy," said, "you got some great songs in here. Why don't you learn something?" And I felt really bad about it, so I purposed in my heart to learn a couple of them. But here's one of my favorite that was in one of those books. It was by R.E. Winston. Well, life is like a mountain railroad with an engineer that's brave, and you must make the run successful to the grave. Gotta watch those turns, the fields and the tunnels, and never falter and never quail. Keep both hands upon the throttle and your eyes upon the rail. Blessed Savior, thou must guide till we reach that blissful shore where the angels wait to join us in thy praise forevermore. Gotta watch those turns and the fields and the tunnels and never falter and never quail. Keep both hands upon that throttle and your eyes upon the rail. Well, blessed Savior, thou must guide us till we reach that blissful shore where the angels wait to join us in thy praise forevermore. For my life is life. Granny, it's just like that mountain railroad.
Thank you, Grandma.
Hey, amen.
Thank you so much, Jacky Jack.
Thank you.
Please
Always
let
a
us
pleasure.
know when we can look forward to the next Second Night Review.
Yeah, we're gonna come up with one before too long.
Anything else that's coming up, be sure to let us know. We look forward to having you back sooner than later.
Thank you so
Best to the
much.
family.
Hey, they're best to you, and Mary had one message for you. You know what?
I know what it is.
You're fired. We love you, Bill. You've done a great job. Your family's been breaking, but you're fired.
She fired me more than anybody's ever fired.
That's it.
For sure. All right, y'all stay tuned. Mike Gallagher's up next on the Big 10. We are